So it sucks because when you're being fucked with, you can't pay attention to all the great things that people are doing. I like this Fernando A. Martinez. And I think the election has passed, and I think he might have lost. I don't know. This Fernando Martinez is badass. He's right here. This is him right here. And he's going to list his goals for the county. So, hey, I'm Fernando Martinez. Looks like a nice, happy guy. Nice, he's got a trustworthy face. Got a nice face. He wants to be the county commissioner. I'll hear him out. Let's hear what Mr. Fernando A. Martinez has to say. Develop a road schedule for all main roads that are attached to all the villages in the Culebra drainage. Work with the commissioners to do the same in their regions. Right, he's for commissioner, just a District 2 commissioner. So he's going to be for his district and for the whole county. Work with the commissioners to do the same in their regions. Invest in software that will create an automated system to manage equipment, operations, and operators. Hire a human resource officer to ensure that all staff are treated equally. There's no discrimination. Zoning department. Increase the size of the zoning department and create a code enforcement officer. So far, I like this. I like that he's got a vision. He's actually thinking about this. And, 4 years later, you could look at this list and say, hey, Fernando A. Martinez, how come you didn't do that thing with the school districts or the public health or the Costilla Association? Just like you said you would. So even though these are promises, these are planks to his platform. And this is how American politics works. So yeah, he can get there and lie to all y'all, but then everybody know he's, just a liar. And then 4 years later, hopefully, you're not deceived. But I think that Fernando A. Martinez is not a liar. He's got a vision for Costilla County. For one, he wants Costilla County to improve and move forward, right? So I don't know if he would consider himself a progressive, but why wouldn't you be a progressive? A progressive is one who looks forward when they're driving. They don't just camp out in the rearview mirror. They move forward. We're trying to move forward. We're trying to progress. We're trying to make better. Why would you not want to improve? Why would you want to be a regressive piece of shit that just camps out in the rearview mirror all day? You're going to crash. If you're just camping out in the rearview mirror, you're going to crash. So invest in software. He's not a regressive. He is super progressive. That will create an automated system to manage equipment, operations, and operators. Hire a human resource officer to ensure that all staff are treated equally and there's no discrimination. That would be interesting. There's human resource officers and a whole bunch of corporations and organizations. The zoning department. Amend the zoning laws to address matters related to the subdivisions and to increase the opportunity for more businesses to find Costilla County. Yeah, goodness gracious, because I didn't have safety or security in Costilla County, there's no way I could start a business or let alone work at a business. I had no safety. I had a stalker. I had a wannabe rapist stalker. I only lived in Costilla County for 2 years. So just ask yourself, were you kind to me? Were you kind to me, or were you a piece of shit criminal? And, I was by the Labato Bridge, so I only got to really kind of get to know a dozen or two people. So for the majority of Costilla County, 3,000 or so, I don't know anything about you all. And yeah, so hopefully you weren't going through shit either. I guess we're all going through some shit, but that's why you got to have a good police officer. He's going to go through his own shit, but he has to be so, he has to solve everybody else's problems too. So he has to be just so fucking on the up and up, and basically he needs to have zero shit on his plate, right? The sheriff or the DA. I think the DA is the sheriff around the SLV. That's why they're all freaked out about the DA. The DA? Well, why wouldn't you just call the sheriff? Review the structure of the zoning board. I think looking at zoning and reforming zoning would be a great idea. I love the idea. There's so many things I love about Costilla County. Even the, there's the Taylor Ranch War. So they have this big Taylor Ranch War in Costilla County. And when I went, I liked the idea. Oh, great. We all have the commons. We all get to use the commons and let our cows and let our sheep graze on the commons. Our dogs get to run around. We get to run around. It's all the commons, right? We all get to share. Apparently, it's only in some areas, and I think it's by Taylor Ranch, and there was timber rights and water rights. And that was the main thing. I think there might have been one more other thing, but basically timber and water. So you can go there and collect some firewood, and you can get a drink of water. And it was, the commons, so it's all public land. So come one, come all, come for a stroll, come for a bike ride, come for a four-wheeler ride. So I like the idea of, the public commons. I also like the idea of, how about, combining private lots and public commons? It would be so much better by the Labato Bridge if all those roads need to be paved. So that's a big problem when you lose your fucking muffler every time you go to the grocery store. That's not going to help anybody. But I guess that's the point. It's a fucking dry-ass desert. It's, out in the middle of nowhere. Most everybody's off-grid, so you have to deal with all these extra fucking things. And so for piles of shit that want to, stalk others, that means you have to deal with the same shit, but on top of it, you're trying to make life hell for somebody else on top of the fucking bullshit hell that nature provides. Evaluate the county administrative position. Continue to support the biodiesel program. I like this. He's basically saying, I like this, I like that, I don't like that so much. And because I don't know how, knowledgeable he is about local politics, but this looks like he knows a whole bunch about a whole bunch. Support public health and their mission to provide effective services to the residents of Costilla County. Support law enforcement to develop sophisticated forensic capabilities. Law enforcement needs a common law, and they need a 10-step criminal procedure. They need to enforce the law equally across the board. Nobody's allowed to hit nobody. Nobody's allowed to rape nobody. Nobody's allowed to steal from nobody. Nobody's allowed to murder nobody. These are the big laws. Can we agree that these are the big laws? Some people might say, oh, that's obvious. Of course, crime is bullshit. Democrats are going to take a pounding. They're going to take a hammering at the polls because they couldn't say crime. Oh, of course it is. No, Dianne Morales, who is running in New York City, couldn't say that crime was bullshit. She kept saying we need criminal justice reform, and we do, and we need prison reform, and we do, and we need all the reforms that she was talking about, but we don't need to hurry up and love the criminal. We need to pick up the victim, dust them off, right? Make sure the Fred Hamptons of the world are up and alert and walking, and they got a family, right? So they got to be able just not to provide for themselves, but they're going to have to provide for their spouse and future American progeny. Work closely with legal counsel representing the interest of the county. Create a quarterly report on county activities and challenges. Support senior citizen projects. This motherfucker is, and then he pointed, not only did he think about all these things, but he put it in nice bullet point, cleaned up. Look at this. This is fucking fantastic. Was there anybody else? Where else? He had goals for the county. Did he run against somebody? Did they print up, where were their goals for the county? I'm not for sure. I think he lost. So that means, goddamn Costilla County lost a big... the other guy better, or the other person, woman better be goddamn Abraham Lincoln. You're going to give me $20,000 to seed my business, right? You're going to help me start my small business? If you're not going to... If I had $20,000, I'd help you. What am I saying? Develop several initiatives to conduct a high level of training for all personnel in their respective disciplines. Help all county department upgrade technology that can support all offices as allowed by the state of Colorado. Conduct an audit of all systems that are currently in use or scheduled to be purchased. Work closely with the Aqua Sea Association. Okay. Man, my dogs are ornery. We've already gone for a walk. They got food. They got water. What more you want? Attention? Is that it? Yeah, right. That'll work for a half a second. La Casa Cannabis. This was from the April 14th, 2022. So, and then the general election. The biggest problem with fucking Republicans in Costilla County is that they don't have a Republican Party. They all could just meet at that goddamn fire department, at that fire station, And caucus, motherfucker. That's democracy. It's the republic. Do you believe in you're a Republican? You would think you would believe in the republic. You have all this fucking democracy for caucuses and written ballots and this and that. If the Republicans, if you had all these right-wing piles of shit, the right-wing sovereign sons of bitches, if they all had a place to fucking organize and actually talk amongst themselves about, maybe it's good that they don't get fucking organized, but, some people are just naturally inclined to be conservatives, others are naturally inclined to be liberals, so there's no reason to squabble over anything. What should win the day is logic and utilitarianism. What is best for the most people. That's what should win the day. I, Fernando A. Martinez, would like to provide an update regarding my Costilla County Commissioner campaign as it relates to the recent dog attack I survived. Holy shit. On Saturday, April 2nd, I was viciously attacked by a Mastiff dog and sustained severe damage to my throat and right cheek. Fuck. Sometimes, when they're playing around, they'll just start slinging like the other one's neck, like they're gonna, like, they're innocent, right? What am I saying? I was flown from, you guys, the other one's screaming, but it's like, it's just playing. Yeah, you gotta watch out. And then some people actually raise their damn dogs to be like a sandlot dog, like a rabid sandlot dog that's just mean and shitty to everybody that goes by. And that's actually a good guard dog, but you just hope that the owner takes it out for a walk every once in a while. And I was flown from the SLV Regional Medical Center to Penrose Hospital in Colorado Springs to receive care from a trauma surgical team, which included a plastic surgeon, where I was admitted into the critical care unit ICU. Motherfucker, Fernando Martinez got this goddamn fucking platform, all these planks to his platform. What is this, 20 fucking planks? No, more, like 22 planks. And then he's got, he got attacked by a fucking dog while he's doing the campaign. So he's at the ICU, the second emergency surgery. Hopefully he's still alive. Maybe that's why he lost the election. They were like, well, he didn't even survive. I'm assuming he's still alive because he wrote the damn letter, right? So, and he's on ICU, so he could fail. This is exciting. This is interesting. How the fuck did he not win? Who the hell is this other person that got more votes? I'm going to have to check into the second emergency surgery went well. I'm unable to hit the campaign trail for the rest of the month. Yeah, knocking on doors and shaking hands. Really, all you have to do is stay at your house and tell people to come talk to you, invite people to talk to you that's how Fred Tuttle ran his campaign, and he became senator, or he won his Senate campaign. During the month of April, my family, including my sister, sons, and daughter, will be knocking on doors and posting flyers and banners throughout our community. Please know that my intentions to run for District 2 Costilla County Commissioner remain my priority. Wow, that's fantastic. So he's, pro working class families, probably farming families too, I would think so. And they're going to carry on, right? So that means Fernando A. Martinez, if he can't, complete the vision, then he's got an entire operation already right behind him. In fact, I'm more determined than ever to represent Costilla County in all of its endeavors related to county government. Once I receive approval from my doctors, I look forward to getting back on the campaign trail as soon as possible. I'm extremely grateful for all those involved in my transport to receive. And then what the fuck happened? He's just walking around and he knocked on somebody's door, and then the fucking dog went out and attacked him. And then the dog was able to clamp on him. And was he just fucking slinging him around and shit? And so he's like trying to punch him off and shit. Like, what the fuck happened, right? This is some intense shit. Motherfucker is saying, hey, Costilla County, because it's hard to stick your neck out. Everybody wants power, and I think the biggest power with the commissioner, at least the power that everybody knows about, is the power of the purse. You can also pass laws, and you're the executive branch, so really you're the ones that are in charge over the police, over all the sheriff's deputies, at least. The sheriff is an elected position as well. I'm more determined than ever to represent Costilla County in all of its endeavors related to county government. Once I receive approval, I'm extremely grateful. the transport to the EMS team, medical staff, Eagle Air Med flight crew, doctors at both SLV Regional Medical Center, Penrose. Look at that. That's fantastic. He's giving credit where credit is due. He had this awful, vicious attack. He's trying to fucking goddamn do something good for Costilla County and for his family. You know, even if you don't like the guy, look at the platform and think, is this good for Costilla County? Is this good for us? And yeah, okay, he made you mad one time, but if it's good for him, and he seems like a nice guy. Who would be mad at? Let's see here. I'm appreciative of each call, text, and email I've received regarding my attack and prayers for my recovery. Thank you, Fernando A. Martinez. There's a bite law, a strict liability bite law in Colorado. And so he should get some justice. There was somebody that was in court that he read some sort of impact statement. I don't know if it was him or not. The judge didn't seem to really care too much. Like, he's just kind of worried about, like, you know, where in the criminal justice process do we go from here? Are you okay with the deal? Do you want the deal to be better? But I think the guy just wanted to be heard. He just wanted to enter his testimony into the record. And he barely made it, right? Or barely, I mean, how bad was the bite? How close was he to death? He had to get all these fucking surgeries. He had to get airlifted out of there. So, I mean, is he bleeding? And he's like just barely holding the flap of skin there to keep it from, you know, putting the pressure on to keep the bleeding down. I bet that was fucking intense as shit. I would have loved to have asked him about all of this and asked him about every single one of these planks and compare and contrast the other candidate to everything Fernando A. Martinez. And if he won, congratulations. And I'm sorry, I thought that you lost. There's a thank you letter here, and then there's a say, Vivian would like to thank the San Luis community for your support and for the votes received for the position of San Luis trustee. It's very much appreciated, and I'm excited to begin a new adventure in serving the community. One trustee cannot do it alone. We function as a board, but I'm willing to listen to you as an individual. Come to the meetings, voice your concerns, praises, and wishes. Communication is key to address the issues in San Luis. Hope to hear from you. Again, my sincere thanks, Vivian Gallegos. Costilla Sheriff advises drivers to use caution. Costilla County Sheriff Danny Sanchez is advising all drivers to use caution for wildlife near dusk and dawn on Highway 160 and Highway 159. There's been an abundance of deer and wild horses the last few weeks. Please exercise caution, watch your speed, and stay safe. For Danny Sanchez, I have just the Bill of Rights. Not only does America have a Bill of Rights, but Colorado has a Bill of Rights. So I just want Danny Sanchez to know that these are all the rights and freedoms that you need to uphold and enforce. You are the sheriff. You enforce the law. And whether you like it or not, our Bill of Rights are laws. They're constitutional laws, in fact. So that makes the Bill of Rights bigger and stronger than any goddamn fucking code, you know, any kind of legislative fucking thing. So they're the main one. These are okay, you ready? Should I just read them all? I'm going to read my favorite one, and then I'll just read them all to you, because this is a Bill of Rights. This is what, you know, the greatest generation wasn't the World War II generation. It was the revolutionary generation, because they gave us a fucking constitution and a Bill of Rights. You know how, and 3 branches of government. You know how fucking rare and important, and the rest of the world mimicked and copied it for the right reasons, because they agreed with us. They're like, yeah, fuck this royalist shit. Why does fucking red coat British go around fucking doing their bullshit? We need rights and freedoms and constitution and 3 branches of government. So, Mr. Danny Sanchez, let's just start out with section, let's see, this is all Article 2, Section 13. The right to bear arms. The right of no person to keep and bear arms in defense of his home, person, and property, or in the aid of the civil power when thereto legally summoned shall be called into question. No shit, but nothing herein contained shall be construed to justify the practice of carrying concealed weapons. No shit. Let's read that again, only even slower. So they're saying that you can't even question the right. You can't even question my motherfucking right to bear arms. And okay, people say you can't have, like, you know, the big things, the mortars and the tanks and the F-15s and all right, but at the bare minimum, what is that? We get pistols and rifles and shotguns, right? pistols, rifles, and shotguns in defense of his home, person, and property. Hell, that's what I was doing September 17th, 2021. I was defending my home, person, and property. Yep, I was. Okay, anyways. So the right to bear arms, Article 2, Section 13. This is Colorado's right to bear arms. And it's, if you look at it, you know, some people say that America's is just a militia. This one says you have a personal, individual right to protect your property and your home and your person and other people's persons, you know, so your body and other people. And in aid of the civil power, that part is important. Danny Sanchez, pay attention to this. You cannot have independent posses. You can't have independent gangs working in tandem with you. Either the gang is, let's say we're going to establish the Minutemen, okay? The Minutemen isn't a posse that does to themselves. The Minutemen are the people that come to the scene to help you out. And that's important because that was like back in the days of the fucking KKK and all that fucking bullshit. So they made sure that you couldn't have some independent fucking Nazi club or KKK club or some fucking, you know, criminal club where they were doing whatever the hell they want to do. There is no independent posses. And so that's, you know, bittersweet, right? You could say, well, we're supposed to be allowed to, yeah, you can, a kind of militia, one that, and then I called Danny Sanchez and I said, hey, couldn't you just deputize me? Couldn't you just deputize me? Not only can he deputize me, but Colorado has the right to arrest. There's citizen's arrest. So if I witness you committing a crime, I get to arrest you. That's everybody. That's every citizen in Colorado. So that means we're all deputized already. Every single citizen in Colorado can arrest any other person. Now, it's going to be hard and you're going to have to convince the damn cops that the person that you arrest. But when it comes to the big shit, I do want you to arrest the person that's, you know, doing bad shit to people. I want everybody to stand up to the terrible, awful sadist. So that's why in aid of the civil power when thereto legally summoned. Legally summoned, you can do it through the court system or Danny Sanchez when you go out to fight the damn thing or person, or if the deputies are by themselves. Another thing that the cops could do is just say, hey, you right there, come help me. And that's, you just deputized him on the scene. And so you can, you know, put out an APB, you could put out a mass text alert or some shit. So if you have Minutemen, you can't have an independent posse doing their own fucking shit. What you can have is a Minuteman that listens to the sheriff. The sheriff goes out. The sheriff and the deputies lead the charge. The sheriff and the deputies and the civil power. It's not just the sheriff and the deputies. In fact, the Minutemen posse is fucking bullshit because not only is it the sheriffs and the sheriff's deputies, but the civil power is also the county commissioners. So the county commissioners and the sheriff all fucking march out to the damn, you know, scene, to the situation. They can't be fucked with because they're the head executives in charge. They're the main motherfuckers that enforce the local county, the laws of the local counties in Colorado. And you can't even call it into question. No, you can't even call it into question. What were you doing over there? I was keeping and bearing arms. Oh, yeah, in defense of what? Well, my home, person, and property. Oh, okay, well, then I can't even call that into question. Thank you, have a nice day. Yeah, you're right. And then at the very end, there's also restrictive. So not only is Colorado's right to bear arms more liberal, it's also more restrictive, you know, and more liberal is good when it comes to freedoms, right? But nothing herein contained shall be construed to justify the practice of carrying concealed weapons. And so they're saying, hey, the right isn't absolute. Okay. So I did say I was an absolutist in my younger days, but I guess a more accurate description would be a maximalist. There's no such thing as an absolute right? I can't take your rights away, so if, you know, so I can't, I have all the rights and freedoms that I can possibly have until it starts infringing upon your freedoms. And so therefore, the whole point, and then let's, you know, think about that last sentence. Why would they even add that restriction? So we have a right to bear arms, right? In America, it's like, do we have a personal right to bear arms to defend your home, person, and property? We don't know, but in Colorado, fucking yeah. Definitely. Goddamn right. And when the sheriff says, hey, I need some help, guys, hey, neighbors, friends, and family, hey, firefighters, hey, EMS, hey, you, random guy on the street, come help me arrest this guy. No, I'm arresting this guy. You go arrest that guy. That's what Section 13 says. And then the very last thing about not, carrying concealed weapons. Well, what the fuck does that mean? I mean, to conceal a weapon, basically what, like in your jacket or something, or in your pockets? I mean, unless you got a big old duster, right? Then you could put some fucking AKs and shit. But to say that we can't even have concealed weapons, well, I mean, what the hell are they trying to say there? There is a point. There is a point, and the point is this. We want to know that you have the guns that you got. So we want to see the fucking pistol, and it's holstered, and we want to see the rifle, and it's got a strap on it. We want to see the shotgun, and it's got a strap on it. We want to know every single fucking gun you got. You walk into the saloon, okay, cowboy, then how come your gun ain't holstered on your hip? Why are you covering that weapon up? Now, we live in a different day and age, right? And so the carry concealed thing, actually, there's like a whole process here in Colorado of a bunch of motherfuckers applying for carry concealed. And in a way, in that how the sheriff kind of deputizes you when they say, yeah, you could go ahead and conceal your weapon. You could conceal your weapon too, and you could conceal your weapon too. So, yeah, my God, that's a lot for just one motherfucking Section 13. I didn't even get to the rest of them. Let's read the rest of them. I only got 4 minutes. Section 1, investment of political power. The power is founded in the people. And it's originates from the people, founded upon their will, only instituted solely for the good of the whole. That's utilitarian. I just mentioned that. So God being a utilitarian, person who cares about what's best for the majority of the people in the community, that's Colorado Constitution. Section 2, people may alter or abolish a form of government. Oh, okay, so we have a right to revolution. We can alter and abolish our Constitution and our form of government whenever we need it for our safety and happiness. Yeah, I haven't had safety for a while, and it's been affecting my happiness, so I guess I'm allowed to change the Constitution and the form of government of Colorado. Section 3, inalienable rights. Everybody's got certain natural, essential, and inalienable rights. Look at that. Natural rights is right there, too. So that means not only are all these rights that are clearly spelled out and written out and enumerated, but all of our natural rights are going to be protected as well. And the ones that they list here are our lives and liberties. So what natural rights? Well, we have a right to life. We have a right to liberty. We have a right to acquire and possess and protect property. And we have a right to seek and obtain our happiness and our safety. The free exercise, free to be religious, the freedom of elections. All elections shall be free and open. Oh shit, Nathan Rubel, pay attention to that. All elections shall be free and open, and no power, civil or military, shall at any time interfere to prevent the free exercise of the right of suffrage. So when Nathan Rubel had, told me, we got same-day registration in Colorado. I haven't just been here for a day. I've been here for over a year. But that's not good enough for Nathan fucking Rubel. It's not the first time Nathan Rubel's office fucked me over. Old Eyebrows fucked me over. I was like, oh shit, I better go pay my taxes. Eyebrows was like, no. And then I was like, oh shit, I better go register in the county that I live in. Old Eyebrows was like, no. And then Nathan Rubel's just going to rubber stamp that fucking decision. So I'm entitled to vote here, but he don't give a shit. He don't give a shit. His whole thing is to be a secretary for the fucking Republicans and to fuck over the Democratic working families of Costilla County. That's his main intention. Been a fucking Democrat around here for 4 years. I've been taking on the chin around here for 4 fucking years. And for what? For what? Just so you could get elected and continue to get paid, and we continue to get abused, paid them assholes $20 an hour to fuck us over. I'm tired of paying these assholes so much fucking money to fuck us over. I don't need that. Do you need that? I don't need that. Equality of justice, security of person and property. Look at this, equality of justice. This is good for the judges. So this is good for, Woods and Mike Gonzalez. Oh my God, that's awful. He says, I'm Judge Gonzalez. I know, Your Honor, Judge, Your Honor, yes, sir. I know my manners. I'm a good person and I'm lawful. So, God, it's so good to meet another a man of the law. I'm a man of the law. You're a man of the law. Courts of justice shall be open to every person and a speedy remedy afforded for every injury to person, property, or character. No shit. No shit. So people are not allowed to murder my puppy, a wicked, cold blood, fucking sick. And right and justice should be administered without sale, denial, or delay. Huh? No shit. So that means, yeah, right. I mean, if let's say I accidentally ran over your puppy, then I apologize, and then I give you a puppy, or I pay you $1,000 or something, right? I make it right if I'm a good person. But if I'm a piece of shit, well, I run into you and I say, hey, watch where you're going.